Joined by head coach Rob Pryor of Shenandoah University men's basketball. They were picked number 11 in this year's preseason poll. Coach, you've got one of those rosters that's kind of a bit of a mix of youth and age right now, a little bit different for some of the other coaches I've talked to so far in the ODAC preseason that either have very young rosters or more experienced rosters. You've got 3 starters back from your squad. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from your team in preseason so far.
Well, preseason guys have done an outstanding job. I think the thing that's different for us this year is we have some talent and experience coming back. Aaron Patterson, Antoine Pittman, and also Malcolm Clark. So those guys have led by example. They've also helped establish a positive team culture for us. Another young man that's come along is Kelsey Thomas as a sophomore. Did play a lot as a freshman, but hustles, rebounds, and was elected team captain as a sophomore. So that says a lot about what he does. But we've had a good mix of young guys, transfers, returners, and it's all gelling well right now.
When we take a look at Shenandoah is now a few years into the ODAC, so you've become acclimated to what the league is all about and what you're seeing. When you take a look at your roster this season and you see what you have as far as the makeup of players, what can we expect to see out of Shenandoah as a style of play, both offensively and defensively this season?
Well, I think as a style offensively, we've simplified some things. We want to make sure that we're moving the ball. We have a number of guys who can score now. Maybe in previous years we haven't had that. So we're focusing on really sharing the ball, moving the basketball. We also have a low post presence in Tommy Walker, who's a transfer. We haven't had that in the past, but he's 6'7", 230, and does a nice job on the offensive end and defensive end on the low block. So that would change things for us a little bit. Defensively, we want to try and get after people, whether we're in man or in zone. The mentality is still the same. We want to be tough. We want to communicate and focused on whatever it is we're doing each and every possession.
A philosophy question here for you. That off of hearing about you expect to have a low post presence. At all levels, you hear it's important to have somebody in the paint that can anchor things down. But even more so, maybe here at the Division III level, what does having that presence do for you as the options you're able to come up with both offensively and defensively?
Well, I think when you have a low post presence, it allows you to compete on a different level in the ODAC itself, because most of the other teams, they have a low post presence. And if you don't, you're at a significant disadvantage. So, having Tommy, being able to hold his ground on the defensive end and being able to get the ball into him on the offensive end and trusting him to make the right decisions, just allows us to compete at a different level. And, obviously we want to move up from where we finished the past couple of years, and having a guy like him along with all the other guys and the experience help us reach that level.
Well, and you've started to lead into the ODAC there. Give us your perspective on the league this season.
Well, if I had to describe it in one word, it would certainly be parity. I think obviously Virginia Wesleyan has demonstrated that they're not only one of the top teams in ODAC, but one of the top teams in the country. But I think after that, you're going to have a lot of teams who are going to have great seasons. There are going to be some surprises. Preseason polls are preseason polls, but I expect each and every game to be tough. There's no nights off. Our guys understand that, and I think the other teams in the ODAC understand that. And hopefully at the end of the day, we're a league that gets at least 3 bids in the NCAA tournament.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us today. Good luck this season.
All right, thank you, JJ. Appreciate it.